everybody. I am here today with Missy, and she works with my husband at Farm Bureau, and I'm just here to she's here to share just a little bit about her story and her journey. And so, Missy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I am almost 52 years old. I've been married to my husband for 33 and a half years. We have 3 kids, 4 grandkids, and go to Long Hollow in Gallatin.
Like, such a good mom and wife, and I can tell that's such a good grandmother. She adores her family, and so I love that. Okay, share with us just a little bit about your journey with your health. I know you said that you have lupus. How long have you had that?
I was diagnosed September of last year. Had realized now I had symptoms for a while, but just went because I had Raynaud's. They did, you know, how rheumatologists are like vampires. They want like 15 vials of blood and all this, and came back with lupus and was put on Plaquenil with steroids. As long as I was on those, you know, good and strong, the pain in my joints went away. I could move around. I didn't feel like I'm 90 years old getting up out of a chair, that kind of thing. But of course it's not good for you. So after the Plaquenil got in my system, it was supposed to take over. The steroids were supposed to go away, and since the pain was still there after the steroids, she wanted to put me on something else, and that didn't work, and then they wanted to put me on something else. And the more I read about that kind of stuff, it was like, well, okay, nothing's helping like they said it's going to, so they want to put me on something to go along with it. So then they want to put me on stuff that the side effects are just as bad as the drugs themselves. And in the meantime, I'm going through extreme fatigue, no energy by the end of the week, just sitting at a desk all day at work. You know, I don't even have the energy to clean my house, do the laundry. It's all I can do to fix supper. And you know, then my husband and son had to clean up the kitchen because I couldn't even do that. You know, cook supper, take a shower, go to bed. You know, just pretty much that. And then I had tried so many different things, and was tired of the medications not working. And then that's when Jason started talking about the Neo Life, and I'm like, well, you know, you hear about all this natural stuff all the time, and it's kind of like, you know, it's supposed to help you with this and it'll help you with that, but you know, you need to do this and you need to eat well. And it's kind of like, okay, well, how do you know? Is it the stuff you're taking and using? Or is it the fact that you were eating well? But when I was diagnosed and I was told you need to be as healthy as possible, I cut out all processed foods. Went basically to fish and chicken, fruits and vegetables, and of course, you know, occasionally I would have something sweet or whatever, but not anywhere near on a regular basis to where it would affect me. And so, you know, heard what all Jason said about it, and I was like, well, you know, I'm the perfect candidate to see if it's the eating or the product. Because there was nothing else I could do eating-wise. I'd been to a dietitian. She told me there was nothing at all she would change about what I was doing. So I was like, you know, I'm in. I didn't even need to come to the healthy hour. I just knew I got to try something.
So that was, okay, we started with the company at the end of June, and so I think it maybe was either the end of June or July that you came to the healthy hour and started on the breakfast pack and extra salmon oil. Was that right? Okay. So when did you notice a difference in, you know, once you had started taking, was it, you know, within a couple of weeks or a month, or what would you say?
Well, I know when I came here, you know, everybody was like, just please give it 3 to 6 months. Please give it 3 to 6 months. And that's, you know, what I was prepared to do anyway. But honestly, for me, and everybody's different, but within a week, I could already start. I was like, because my 2 index fingers, the knuckles there, had been so swollen for a couple of years that there was no feeling the little bones. All I could feel was a big lump on each knuckle. The fingers hurt real bad. All over I hurt, but those were my main joints. My wrists hurt all the time. But I could already start. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I don't even want to say anything because maybe it's a coincidence. But I had already decided before I started it, I had quit taking the second or third medication that they put me on along with the Plaquenil, because I was like, I'm not even happy with this, so I'm just going to quit anyway. So I'd quit taking that. So it was kind of like, well, I don't really want to say anything, but I could tell a difference in my joints. And then after about 2 weeks, I could tell a difference in the fatigue. It was going away, and I was like, wow, I actually have a little energy. This is different. So within 3 weeks of starting, I was already doing yoga. And I was able to do that 4 to 5 times a week.
Wow.
Whereas
before you said you had a hard time even
there was
dinner.
There was no exercise period. I had not been able to exercise for over a year.
Wow.
Because
that's awesome.
Where exercise is supposed to make you feel better.
Yeah.
I was a bad tired when I would get done. It was like, I just can't do this. I feel horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so within 3 weeks, I was starting to exercise 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah. And
just yoga, just stretching and stuff for my joints. And within, I guess, a month in, I was like, I'm done with all this medication. I still take my heart stuff, of course. Been on that for almost 10 years. But, the other that was supposed to be helping with this, helping with the fatigue, helping with the inflammation and the pain, from the end of September of 17 to the end of July 18, had done absolutely nothing that they wanted it to do.
Yeah.
So the more that I researched, it was kind of like they didn't know if increased chance of cancer with lupus was due to lupus itself or due to the immunosuppressant drugs, which would lower my immune system where I couldn't even fight anything off.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to take my chances.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been off all medications minus my heart stuff since the end of July.
Yeah.
And just feel better.
Yeah.
This time of year, I normally, for years now, this time of year, damp weather, cold weather, just constant aching. Laying in bed and my knees would just ache constantly. Nothing.
Wow.
Occasionally, my bones will pop.
Yeah.
They'll pop when I do stuff, but there's no pain.
Yeah.
And that's become so much normal now. It's like, I don't even really think about it till I start to talk about it again. It's like, darn.
Wow. That was my past.
Yeah, that was just that was just normal for me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I haven't been pain free other than being on steroids in years.
Yeah. Wow, that is huge. Well, I was gonna ask you, which you pretty much already answered, but what you love the most about how you feel, and what are you, I don't know, I guess you've kind of answered all of that.
Yeah, just not having the pain.
Yeah.
And being able to actually do stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to watch my grandson, which they like me to watch him every weekend.
Yeah.
But now that he's like 14 months old and all over the place, I couldn't have done it, had he been born a few months earlier and that happened back in the spring. I couldn't have watched him chasing him all the time. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. So the philosophy is, if there's this gap with, what God intends for our bodies to have and what we're actually getting in our diet. And so I love that the philosophy is our bodies really are the best hospital in town if we're, arming them with what they need to, to fight off everything. So I really want to thank you for sharing your story,
Well, thank you for
and
having me
I
over.
love that this has been able to help you, and just so grateful and so thankful. And I remember